G'day everyone and welcome to another video for Midian Gaming. It's a big one today. We've got the ban list and restricted announcement for Flesh and Blood. So let's just go straight into it and not waste any more time, yeah? Alright, so here we go. I'm just going to get the screen up so I can move it around as well. So ban and restricted announcement over the course of the road to national season and reaffirmed by the results of the Calling Las Vegas, Chain bound by Shadow has clearly emerged as the best performing hero in Classic Constructed. This is something myself and otherwise have pretty much been saying, and you see it in the games with like the majority of people taking Chain and having their go with it. And you know what, it's not good. And when something doesn't become fun, and you can usually see that in tournaments for when you go there and the majority of the top people are playing this one leader, then you know you have an issue. And you know what, LSS being the company that they are, and I keep sticking up for these guys because they are that good, you know. They've said that they've made the mistake and they've come out and they've fixed it because they want an awesome gameplay going into October and so forth. So, you know, this is just awesome. A company that actually listens to the people, looks at the results, doesn't just ignore it and fixes it. They just hit it straight on, and they've put so much information in this ban and restricted announcement. Normally you don't see games coming out with this much detail, so let's just keep going with it. So saying that Tyler Horsepool, who won Calling Las Vegas Innovative Prism Control Deck, beat Chain 7 times. This is just showing that at the end of the day, it's the quality of the player and what they can do with their deck. Now, it's not the deck. Deck will only get you so far. It is the quality of the player. And if that player's quality is up here and your level of expertise is down there, it doesn't matter what deck you have. And they could even take a not so powerful deck and they will still win because they're up at that level. And it's very hard to explain unless you see it. But when you're playing against someone that is that good, and you can just tell that there's something different, they understand the game differently, they're counting cards differently, they know what's happening within the game on another level. And this just goes to show that Chain's the problem here, and someone else was able to beat them quite consistently with their Prism deck. Now, what does that say about Prism? Well, I've done other video in regards to that. You can look up that video, Mary Sue, I'll put it up here. But yeah, Chain was an issue. We all knew it, and yeah, LSS has jumped on this. Now, we believe that by that removing Seeds of Agony from the Classic Constructed format will be positive for the tournament experience. Thank you, LSS. While not eliminating Chain's viability as a player in the meta game. You'll just have to work harder, especially against other aggressive decks. Now, Unhallowed Rights is another card that we are watching closely. The ability to recur Hell from Beyond multiple times over the course of a game is an engine that enables Chain to repetitively output damage above the normal cost matrix. So there you go. Evidence that LSS does look at the cost of everything, not just in the vacuum of the card itself, but in regards to the greater meta and what they've put out in the deck and gone, holy, you know, this is worse than what we thought it was. So Unhallowed Rights is on the Classic Constructed watch list, yeah? So if you're playing Chain right now, guys, look, yes, Unhallowed Rights is in the game, but try and find workarounds for it, because this is your time coming up to major championships right now, that if you adopt so much energy and resources into playing your decks with Unhallowed Rights as the main engine that you're going to do to win games, and then something happens, you're going to be behind the 8 ball. Start looking at other leaders or looking at Chain in other ways and see what comes up. Start taking a look at some of the good players and see what they're actually taking. Start looking at these results, say from Vegas and that, and start looking at the decks and seeing exactly where different metas are going and find your place in that in order to remain competitive. Because when a hit comes on this, and for people, yes, Seeds of Agony got them to this point, but if Seeds of Agony was the only card that they were relying on, they're going on with a different leader. Just shows that, you know, they're not prepared to maybe go with that deck anymore, just due to that one engine. But there'll be other players that understand the chain deck so well that could go around that and go, yes, a major part of that engine is taken out, but can we still win with chain? And the answer, of course, is yes. There's so many good things in regards to chain, especially that greater hand size when you've got your banish zone and your hand to play from. So this is definitely not the end of chain, by no doubt. The last Blitz season was Skirmish Season 2 that ran soon after the release. Chain was the second best performing hero, and that's because it didn't get as much play. Yeah, people were just going to what was easy, and I discussed this in another video. You go with what's easy, what you know. Prism was the deck to go for when you're playing straight from the deck, where you're making a deck out of simply 6 packs. Yeah. Ooh, Classic Constructed Seeds of Agony is banned. Blitz Seeds of Agony is banned. Effective tomorrow. So if you're playing tonight, it's your last night. Good luck. All right. Now, Tales of Aria. All right. So why now? Look, they want to prepare for the competition scene or the National Champ season starting October 23rd. Best decision is to act now. We want to give players as much time as possible to prepare for the National Champs. Yeah, that's good. And we believe it would be completely unreasonable to ban a card midway through the National Champ season. These guys understand and have so much care in regards to their system. I could name another major game that doesn't seem to give two hoots about their national season and do whatever they do in regards to it. LSS is not that type of company. They care about their game. It's their baby and they're going to look after it, which, oh, you know, for people such as myself that back it with all the hours and everything that we do and our belief in the whole team, it's a godsend. It's fantastic. How did C grow to become the monster it is? Well, it's just playtesting in development and the card itself, you know, not being playtested enough, unfortunately, because we have COVID, we have lockdowns, we have a lot of things getting in the way of these decisions not coming sooner or being brought out before they get thrown out into that. Now, they do talk about some interesting stuff. They want a chain to be up there as the face of Shadow at this time, a key figure in Monarch's story arc, the villain every good story needs. Considerations such as having 3 intellect, which is something I thought would be good, but obviously they found that it wasn't viable. Less than 20/40 health, no arsenal. Oh, that would be interesting. Wow, I can't even believe they actually considered no arsenal. I haven't even thought about that. A leader that cannot use arsenal. That is amazing. I really like that idea. Variations to his activated ability and the costing of some of his cards were all considered. In hindsight, the mistake was reducing the cost. So they actually had a resource cost on Seeds and Riftbind, but they reduced that cost during booster draft development to enable these 2 commons to form the core of the primary chain draft archetype. So good for draft, good for maybe Blitz. Or no, not good for Blitz because it's been taken out of Blitz. But obviously good for the draft, but not good for anything else, as its power was greatly realized and taken advantage of by good players, yeah? Why ban the card when there's Living Legend? The purpose of the Living Legend policy isn't to act only as a safety valve to purge overpowered decks from the format. It is primarily supposed to serve as a roll of honor to recognize excellence over the history of the game and to refresh the metagame from time to time. All right, so they go into it a bit. Look, we just don't want unfun decks, yeah? And LSS is coming out and they've created so many tools and everything in regards to that, and this is great. Just another tool to their arsenal. And Dusk Blade, look for the video where I'm somewhere up at the camera like this and Dustblade's there. We all knew it. and I can understand their reason in regards to Dustblade. They wanted it to be like the opposite of Dorinthia and like the twin blade, the good versus the evil, like even like a dark Dorinthia type thing. But you know what, with the elements and the deck, what it's in, it was just too powerful. And look at that, they even say it, first line of the paragraph, we made a mistake. You know, it takes a lot. You know, let's throw away the ego and let's just say it how it is. That's fantastic. You show me another game where they've thrown away the ego, or they don't hide behind words, or just faceless faces. No, this company comes out and does it, and full credit to them. It's why they're going to survive. It's why they're going to be one of the top games in the world, and it's why I think it's going to be the next Magic, where I look back 20 years from when I'm playing, and I remember these days, and I can go back to these videos and take a look over them and just remember the glory days. Yeah, I think we're out of the golden age of Fab, but we're definitely into some glory days of it, that's for sure, with all these releases. Now, this card was added to Tales of Aria late in development. It was not part of the core elemental theme of the set, and you know what, it doesn't have that flavor either. It was a callback to Monarch's War of Light versus Shadow, blah blah blah. It was not subjected to the classic constructed testing process it should have been, particularly being a weapon that starts in play and influences every turn of the game. Now, is this a hint that we're going to start seeing weapons which are late in the game, that you actually draw them and arm yourself with them at a later stage? Ooh, that's what I got from that line there. I don't know about you, but I think it's pretty interesting. And when I do my next how many ideas for the next set, this is probably going to be another one that's in there. I've already missed a few which I talked about and didn't write down. You know what, I've got to write, I'm not going to write down, I'll just try and remember it. Anyway, we believe Dustblade can find its place in Blitz, as the nature of the format leads to shorter games due to the presence of top performing aggressive and combo decks such as Ira, Dorinthia and Kano. We'll be watching results closely. Dusk Blade is on the Blitz watch list. Yes, it is. We apologize and feel embarrassed for the mistake. Don't feel embarrassed, guys. It happens. The fact that you've stood up, you've announced it, and you said, hell, we stuffed up. Yeah, bang. So much respect, not only from myself, but no doubt from the whole community. And we're taking learnings from it to better improve our development processes. And you know what? We talked about this. It probably wasn't just me on this YouTube channel talking about these things. A lot of us are not great players. We're not well up there, but we can look at games and take our experience from the many card games. If you want to know just a fraction of the card games that like someone such as myself has been involved in, and no doubt James White and a whole bunch of others, go take a look at my site. Like, go into the various other card sections and you'll see various lists of other card games that like I'm either selling or I've got a placeholder there ready to put some in, because you know, just going back, played those games, liked them, know other people will like them and probably throw them out there, or they were just sitting there and you wondered what they were and finally got them in type thing. Like, there's so much history in card games that card games like this have drawn from, taken the best of it, and that is why it is such a good game. Yeah, a lot of those other games have problems, and you know, card games like this, when you start playing so many card games, you see various elements taken from this one and that one, this one and that one. Flesh and Blood certainly has elements of various other unknown games. Take a look, try and find them out. The upcoming National Champ season, running in 25 countries, how's that? Around the world, is shaping up to be an incredible tournament season. We are taking preemptive action in the interest of supporting a healthy and enjoyable National Champ season by removing Dusk Blade from the Classic Constructed format. Classic Constructed, Dusk Blade is banned. 2 thumbs up from me. What's got 2 thumbs and agrees with this? this guy. Could banned cards ever be unbanned? As the card pool grows, we will regularly review the cards on the banned and restricted list and welcome them back to the gaming table if we believe that would be positive for the format and create good gaming experiences. Now, in a previous video, which I've probably linked up on one of these throughout this video somewhere, I did give my concern over some other cards, as we did some revelations. So we'll just see how they go, as well as some of these ice cards and how effective they're going to be in the game and whether they turn things to be unfun, because this is my position. I don't want the game to be unfun, and I'm not going to be backwards going forwards in regards to not saying how I see it. Yeah? All right. Have a great one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're enjoying the channel, think about subscribing. Second of your time, it's a lifetime of love for us. Okay? Anything I missed, put it down in the comments. Catch you on the next video. See you all.